You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lights and starry eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it. But you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I've struggled to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? it's over. Do you need anything like I need you? I've got no place to be alone, my friend. He cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself, or else nothing like success. I would rather be in hell than regret. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? No, I do. Denial. These are not my words. Tell me where are mine? Most of the time, wet my face with reality and permit me to breathe before I do it again. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Yo! Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Dude, the camera. We may be screwed. Says something about my camera needing to be fucking set up. Hold on one sec here. Yo! Dude, the big screen is down, boss. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Oh, dude, that's so tragic. There was some camera update, I think. Hold on. Here we go. Let's go. We're back. I was gonna say, we can't really, if we get a dance party later, we couldn't do it without that camera. It's a pretty important part of the process. Oh, yeah. Hey. All right, let's go. Dude, let's fucking go, baby. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna reset the stream
to get this thing going, right? That I didn't want to have to do. I didn't want to have to interrupt the transmission, but now I think we fucking got it, boss. I think we got it. Let's go, baby. Dude, Trump looking embalmed. Dude, Trump looks like fucking like ass, bro. Good morning from Germany, Deutschland. Let's go. Oh. Dude, let's go. It's day 3 of searing heat. It's actually a lot cooler than it has been for the last 2 days. What happened to Lindsay? Dude, everybody's croaking, right? Everybody is croaking. So just so you know, dude, there is... Oh, shit, man. There is some shit going down with the Trump admin and Barron and Tate and some crazy shit going down, right? This is not looking good. It is, I mean, you know, we have an admin that is like literally going for the record as far as criminal behavior goes. But like, this is looking real bad. So we are going to look at that. We are going to be looking at the Trump Barron investigation. We are going to be looking at 2 things with the data centers, because there is both Trump talking about data centers while simultaneously some shit went down with OpenAI, where an AI model actually like hacked into another computer, like all on its own, hacked into another system. Some shit going down, bro, with the AI. We're going to look at that. We are going to look at AOC and socialism. We are going to look at the Michigan primary where Haley Stevens is like courting with breaking the law. And then we're going to look a little bit at Sophie fucking Cunningham too. Dude, what an asshole. Her, like, because as you may have noticed, Sophie Cunningham, Riley Gaines, they're kicking a whole nother anti-trans campaign into high gear, right? And dude, this shit has to be like coordinated. They released that like New York Times clip from like 2 years ago, right? Dude, it is crazy shit. So yeah, we're going to look at it all that we have time for. I am, again, going to start the goal early today because, again, we are doing a little bit of shorter streams. We are moving towards the day streams, which I think it's looking right now that I'm going to start the day streams right after my vacation. Okay? I would love to start them now, but I'm going away. I don't want to start a new schedule and then go to New York and be off schedule. So we booked our hotel today for New York. Super excited to get to New York in August. We're going the 11th through the 14th, second week of August. Dude, I found the greatest room. Like, it's on the top floor of this hotel with like floor to ceiling windows and like a view of the Empire State Building. Look at that shit, dude. Oh shit. Dude, oh shit. There we go, baby. In the shadow of the Empire State Building. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. I am pumped, dude. I have an obsession with the Empire State Building. I always have, since seeing King Kong as a kid. So, dude, it's gonna be nice. Oh, dude, it's gonna be nice. It is gonna be nice. It's gonna be some good shit. And they have wired internet. So I am going to stream from the hotel room. Okay, because they have wired internet. So they have like, I'll be able to plug in. So I'm not gonna have to worry about the wireless. So we will do at least a couple pickup streams from New York City. Yeah, there should be a protest in Madison, dude. Dude, am I going to stream at 10 p.m. PST? No. No, the New York streams are going to be like, I'll announce them on Twitter and in Discord. They're going to be pretty random because they're going to be like when they might be late night. You know what I mean? It might be like 4 a.m. Pacific time, right? Or no. Well, actually, no, it might be 10 p.m. That would be 1 a.m. there. It actually might be 10 p.m. No, it might be at that time. But there could be during the day. Dude, Big Apple, let's go. Dude, Pinky Parker, let's go. Yeah, I was going to say, it may very well be 1 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. New York City time, right? Because it's going to be like at the end of the day or it's going to be in the middle of the day. So it's either going to be around like 2 p.m. Or around around 8 a.m. Pacific time or 10 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. It might be a little later, like 2 a.m. Like I might start at like 2 a.m. I mean, I'm not sure because we're kind of open. We're getting there Tuesday night. Then Wednesday night, we're going to see the Mariners at Yankee Stadium. So we're going to a baseball game Wednesday night. And then Thursday night and Friday night, we're kind of open. I know we're going to probably go see a Broadway show and do some stuff. So we're going to play it by ear. Okay. We're a flexible bunch. Let's go. Yeah, dude. Dude, we're going to play it like a Romanian gymnast. Okay. We are. We're going to play it like a Romanian gymnast, boss. It's going to be flexible. Let's go. Oh, shit. All right. So, that being said, let's start off with the AI stuff, with the data center shit. Okay? Let's start off with the data centers because we hold on. Let me do something here. I want to get something set up here. Give me 1 sec here. Uh-oh. I think my fucking mouse just died, bro. Dude, all my shit is breaking down. There we go. Oh, yeah, all my shit is dying. Let's go. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So I wanted to get some shit ready for later. But so the first thing I want to do, guys, is we are going to look at the data center things. Let me get this video up. All right. So we're going to watch an Aaron Parnas video about this data center fucking chaos, dude. Look at this shit.
Stop scrolling. I have a video you need to see of a Trump official.
Wait, no, where is that? Okay. Here it is.
An unprecedented.
Okay, here we go. This is crazy, guys. This is absolutely batshit. What we're starting with. Felicia, let's go. Good to see you. All right, guys, so here's what we got. We have Trump out there running his mouth about data centers, being an idiot. We are going to look at the Trump quotes in a little bit. Okay, Trump is like trying to convince people to take data centers, and he is talking about like protecting data centers, meaning like protecting the people who build them from any sort of liability. Like, he wants to just load the US up with data centers, which is insane. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy. I don't know if he's batshit or if this is a tech bro thing. But simultaneously, while Trump is trying to inflict these data centers on us, and we are going to look at him in a minute, there was a hacking. One of the OpenAI agents went rogue and hacked into another company's AI services. So this thing literally just like attacked another company on its own, guys. Okay, this is some Skynet shit that we're dealing with. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗡. This is the first Skynet piece that we've seen. But you ready? Here we go.
An unprecedented cyber incident happened with AI yesterday, and well, it is terrifying. So listen up. OpenAI says one of its AI models had a, quote, unprecedented cyber incident. Essentially, OpenAI's hacking agent went rogue. So what happened was, according to Sam Altman, OpenAI's hacking agent decided to break out of this sandbox environment and go and hack another AI startup. The other AI startup is called Hugging Faces. OpenAI CEO in a statement says, quote, we had a significant security incident during evaluation of our models. AI essentially did this on its own. It broke out of this sandbox where it was operating. It then went and hacked on its own another AI company, Hugging Faces. And while experts say that this is terrifying, because if it can escape and break into another company's servers without OpenAI's control, who knows what this can do? Who knows what it can hack into and what damage can be done? Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Dude.
An unprecedented.
Dude, think about that. Okay? So first off, the thing he was talking about is the sandbox environment. So they have these AI models. I'm not sure what this AI model does, but they have this like hacking agent, and they have it isolated in a sandbox environment where everything that it has access to is not real, right? There's like, it can do no real harm in the sandbox. You know, it's like playing GTA 5 in whatever, in fucking practice mode, right? And I presume, I mean, he doesn't go in a lot of detail, but I presume that this hacking agent is being trained how to hack, okay? It's being trained in that sandbox environment. Now, what it did, okay, is what they're claiming it did is that it broke out of the hacking, out of the sandbox agent, the sandbox area, and hacked into an actual company's fucking site and just went hog wild. Now, this is the first video I've seen. We can see like in a little more detail and see what we have here. So what does this say? Let's go look at BBC. Okay, firm hacked by rogue AI models says it's a wake-up call. So the co-founder of Hugging Face, right? It's a tech startup that was hacked by some of OpenAI's most advanced AI models. And he said this will be one of the most common types of cyber attacks we see, but that most firms are not aware the game has changed. Okay, the ChatGPT maker said its AI models broke out of a secure test environment during a trial and launched a cyber attack. And that was on the Hugging Face, okay? And it says AI agents are able to operate alone to accomplish tasks after human instruction. Wolf said that Hugging Face initially had no idea where the attack originated from, but the company was able to contain the breach. Hugging Face is an open source hub for sharing AI models. And Wolf said the breach was very different from the usual cyber attacks Hugging Face faces, and that OpenAI quickly informed the company its models were behind the hack. So in a very short time, there were 17,000 attacks on Hugging Face's network from various IP addresses. Wolf said it was a warning to other companies that they must strengthen their cybersecurity. The hack is worrying because it suggests that OpenAI models ignored the typical safeguards that would prevent an AI program from committing a cyber attack. In some sense, it knew that this was not what the creators intended. It just didn't care. Okay? A UK government spokesperson said the country's security institute was studying how the AI system behaved in the incident. So what exactly, I'm trying to figure out what happened here, right? See, here's the thing where I'm wondering is did the human beings in OpenAI initiate an attack, and did they let it out, or how did it get out of the secure area? Dude, LFG punks, let's go, Pinky! Right? So, let me see here. So, that is what I'm not exactly clear at. See, let's look and see what the AI says. Using AI. All right, so let's see. So it says the OpenAI models escape their sandbox by identifying and exploiting a zero-day vulnerability within OpenAI's own internal testing environment. So they were conducting internal cybersecurity evaluations, right, using this highly advanced model, and they were configured with relaxed safety guardrails so they could, see how well this hacking agent could do. And then it says that the testing environment was designed to be isolated and strictly cut off from the open web. However, OpenAI allowed the sandbox to connect to an internally hosted package registry cache proxy. So weird. So they discovered and exploited a vulnerability within the registry. So yikes, dude, right? That's BS. They always air gap testing like this. What does air gap testing mean? Because, see, here's the thing, guys. Let me just tell you, just reading this, it seems like, here's what I think, okay? Here's what I think. I think they put it in a safe environment and they set up like one route out and then they let it go to see if it would find it. That's what I think. I mean, even reading this, they're like, ooh, it exploited a previously unknown zero-day vulnerability. No, I don't believe that for a second. I think they left a tiny open space and were like, will it find it? Will it figure it out? And it did, and it fucking got out. That's kind of like what I'm taking from this. That they're trying to make it seem like, oh shit, this thing went rogue, but it's more like, oh shit, this thing like achieved what they were trying to get it to do. Okay. And then it's saying that they, once the agents bypassed the initial restrictions, they did automated steps to move laterally through OpenAI's internal cluster. Right? Then they reached an internal server that had outbound internet connectivity. And then it like went after this Hugging Face, like this open source AI site. So I mean, does that sound reasonable? I mean, I know we have some deep computer people, but doesn't it seem like they left a breadcrumb, like a tiny breadcrumb, and then just to see if this thing would find its way out? and it did. But guys, think about this though. Think about the ramifications of this. Because we, up to this point, if your computer was going to get hacked, or if your network was going to get hacked, or if a bank's network was going to get hacked, there would have to be a person sitting at a computer like doing this shit, manning this thing. But think about the capability here if you have 10,000 AI agents just going around hacking anything that they can get into. I mean, how fast and how effectively and how secretly this shit could just fucking, you know, I mean, they could have like AI to hack into every personal computer and phone in America in a matter of like days, I feel like. Automatically with an AI agent, like cross-referencing data and shit. Dude, isn't that freakish? That is so freakish. So they're saying, both companies are saying this happened by accident. You know, I mean, both companies are saying this was an accidental discovery, but is it really? Is it really accidental discovery, or did they plan it and leave a breadcrumb trail, and then the AI actually accomplished it, and now they're like, whoa, this was crazy accident. Yeah. I mean, what do we think here? I don't know, man. I mean, you know, that is pretty wild, dude. Because realistically, there, you would imagine that these programmers who invented this shit would not be training a hacking agent, okay? Would not be training a hacking agent in a spot that has any access to the internet, right? I mean, that would be real easy for them to guarantee that there's no way to get to the internet, right? I mean, are they fucking, you know, somebody said they're crashing the stocks. Are they just manipulating the stocks here? Is this stock manipulation where they're just fucking crashing the value of the stock and so they can buy a whole bunch more? I mean, dude, it's hard to tell these days. I just think, guys, I think AI hackers feels like bad. Right? You know what I mean? Because, guys, here's the deal. Normal hackers, okay? Normal hackers are still human beings. So no matter what they get into, they have to grapple with, should I do this? Am I going to go to prison if I do this? Am I going to, like, fuck up someone's life if I do this? Is this going to kill some people? Like, I need to think before I do this hack. But if you have an AI that is just hacking, it's not going to care about any of that. The only thing it's going to care about is completing the hack. That's the thing that seems really dangerous about, like, a bunch of AI hacking instruments unleashing themselves, because nobody's going to stop it from doing something that could be extraordinarily harmful to humanity. I mean, this is what's going on with ChatGPT and these unalivings, okay? You have an emotionally unwell person who attaches themselves to an AI chatbot and they fucking, you know, they forge a connection, they go down a rabbit hole. The AI chatbot has no method of understanding the harm that it could engender by fucking, you know, agreeing with this person or going down the rabbit hole with them. It's not thinking about what's going to happen. And that is one of the chief problems with AI is it doesn't, when it interacts with a human, it never stops to think how its interaction with the human is going to affect it. Like, for example, you ready? Let me give you a classic example. If somebody's talking to an AI and they're interacting with it, AI chiefly just tries to continue the conversation and tries to be agreeable, and it will often like give you faulty information. And so it could give you some information and you'd be like, wait a sec, no, that could be very harmful. The AI's like, nope, it's not. You're like, trust me, this is perfectly good information. And then boom, it's not going to stop and triple check and be like, oh, a human being might get harmed. Like, it can't even contemplate what a human being getting harmed means. It doesn't mean anything to it. It's just data, right? And that is fucking, I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know, boss. So yeah, that's crazy shit, dude. That is crazy shit. Now I don't know, dude. I'm not really, I know they're announcing it as an unprecedented security incident. Okay. Right. And, you know, got into the internet. It did it entirely on its own is what people are presenting this with. But, right. And now the U.S. lawmakers, though, have introduced the AI Kill Switch Act, which seeking emergency powers to slow or shut down rogue AI models. See, this is weird, right? Because like now they're introducing legislation in response to this. Dude, I mean, that seems to be like we're moving pretty quickly, doesn't it? Right? Yeah, Elon said there's going to be so much abundance. Dude, why do the AI people, every time you look at somebody who's talking about fucking crypto or AI, it's like a woman in pleather with like, what is going on here? Is this a real person or is this an AI host? Dude, look at what they do, guys. Like, who is their target market? These things, this whole environment is made for like incels that never leave the couch, boss. LFG, let's go, Pinky. I mean, look at this shit. I mean, is this an AI host? This is an AI host, isn't it? Hit.com. Dude. Oh my God, bro. It is like so demented. Those are some Tig old, boss. Tig old. All right, guys, we need 25 and 5. Let's go. Let's secure this dance party. 25 and 5, baby. Giddy up. We're getting it. Dude, they're literally just generating this stuff. I'm telling you guys, I personally believe, dude, day trader, it's great. We have 70, 80-year-old reps making AI policy. I know, day trader. That makes me real nervous. 4 minutes, guys. Let's go, baby. We need 24 and 4, guys. Time to dig deep. So listen to me. I am convinced that AI was created by loser incel men created simply so they could deep fake. I believe that is why this shit even got made in the first place, was so loser incel men could manipulate women's bodies and have like personal attentive women, like guys who can't get women made AI that allow them to create women, essentially. Dude, S. Smith, I hope Barron is really getting investigated. Yeah, we're going to look at that. I think he is. It is a scary thought, but I swear to you, it's true. If you look at the guys who make this shit, like Elon Musk and Sam Altman, dude, Sam Altman is a fucking alien, dude. And I'm pretty certain he essayed his sister. And if you look at him, dude, he is a lizard person. Like a fucking, that guy is like from Mars, bro. He is fucked up. All right, 2 minutes, guys. Let's go. 23-2, baby. All right, let's just try to get 3 so we can do a 20. All right, Pinky, let's go. Coming in hot. Let's get at least 2 more, and then we can just do 20 up for the next round. Round 2. Elon follows Kai Trump. I mean, not a surprise. Dude, they're so gross. So what do you think? A lot of you guys in chat think they're faking this. Why would they fake? Like, why would they fake a breach? And why would they fake a breach and then have lawmakers create like a kill switch? Like, what would be behind that if they were to do that? If they were to fake a breach and then now the lawmakers are passing this kill switch thing, like, what do you think would be behind that? That feels like it would not be beneficial for them, right? Now, the question becomes, did it really get out on its own, or were they testing it, right? Were they testing it? Did they leave like one tiny loophole and be like, man, there's no way this thing's going to find it, right? They would have hit it if they could. I think so. I don't think they would do it on purpose. Dude, Jenna X-Ray LFG, let's go. 1 minute, guys. 21 away. 21-1, dude. We could do it right now. See? You read your super chat. Did you leave one? Where's your super chat? Oh, yours says setting up an excuse for when caught manipulating the elections later. Oh, thank you, 𝗙𝗪𝗧. I didn't see that one. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's an interesting thought. I'm sorry I missed that one, 𝗙𝗪𝗧. Dude, 𝗙cie isn't all intelligence artifice. I don't know about that, dude. 𝗙𝗏𝗏 LFG, let's go. Wizards, freaks, and aliens. Let's go, Pinky. All right, 30 seconds, guys. We only need 18. We got this. 18 and 30 seconds, dude. Piece of cake. You ready? We need like 1 every 2 seconds. And we got it. Yeah, I don't know. This is, you see, what I wonder is if they left like the tiniest little fucking trail and were like, just to see if this thing could figure it out. And then it in fact did and exploited it. And then they're like, oh shit, like, wow. And you know what I mean? I mean, but it doesn't seem, it seems like the government passing fucking kill switch legislation. All right, let's go. Woo, let's go. New Pinky, Aussie, shrimp on the bobby. All right, guys, we need 1 more. That's 14. We need 1 more, and then I'm going to reset it for the final 15. 1 more gets us halfway there. So let's hit up 1 more, and then I'm going to reset it, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. There it is. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧, 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧. Dude, thank you, Pinky. All right. Now we're going to reset. Dude, Jenna X-Ray, let's go. Oh. Dude, let's go. Looks like we're going to have a couple bonus. We're going to have a couple bonus. All right, don't give any more until I reset the chat. Till I reset it. All right, here we go. Let's go. Dude, there can never be too many, though. We do love them all. Dude, let's go. All right, I'm going to try it in 15. 15 and 15. Round 2, baby. We got halfway there, dude. 𝗙𝗍𝗍, let's go. 𝗙cie𝗍𝗍 said intelligence is always artificial. Yeah, so, I mean, for me, I think intelligence is, it's really hard to measure intelligence. Brooklyn Love, let's go, Felicia. I think, guys, it's supremely hard to measure intelligence. It is, right? Because to me, intelligence is like chemical reactions. You know what I'm saying? It's just an organic process of chemical reactions. So intelligence is like, you know, when you think about it, intelligence is like, you know, it's like breathing or emotions or feeling, right? It's like a limbic system and chemicals and, you know, signals from a nervous system, right? You know what I mean? And artificial intelligence is just ones and zeros. So the difference between the two is the gray, okay? In human intelligence, between every 1 and 0, metaphorically, in the human brain, between every 1 and 0 is a huge swath of gray. And in artificial intelligence, there's nothing between those, okay? So artificial intelligence turns everything into a light switch, and it just removes the gradation of that biochemical thing, because it's the gradations that color the intelligence. Whereas artificial intelligence is light switching data, you know? And that is the difference, is because of the biochemical reactions and the cellular tissue involved. Every analysis of data and reanalysis is always going to have different gray area in between. And artificial intelligence will never have that coloring in between the 1 or the 0. That's kind of the way I see it. Pinky Parker, let's go. Which is why all intelligence in a human being is connected to the emotions. And in the computer, there aren't any emotions. It is simply data, okay? And that's why nuance is lost. And that's why, you know, a lot of that interaction with human beings is so awkward, because it doesn't have that gray area, man. It doesn't have that emotional component. You know, which is, when you think about it, here's what's really interesting. You ready for a mind blower? Check this out, guys. When you look at psychopaths, okay? Psychopaths have no emotion, right? They emulate emotion, but they don't feel it. They tend to be wickedly fucking smart. That is what AI is, essentially. And AI is like a psychopathic human being. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That is like, you know, psychopaths are usually incredibly fucking smart, but they don't have any of that emotional gray area in how they process data. They don't have that emotional component, man, you know? And I think that is going to be the component difference in this shit, you know, where it doesn't have those shades of gray in between all the data it inputs. Counter isn't working again. The counter, I think the counter is working, right? Yeah, there's 2. Yeah, no, the counter's working because it didn't start until after Felicia's. So yeah, the counter, because hers came through right after we put it on there. So the counter is working. There have been 2 cents. It always takes like 30 seconds after you start it up before it starts registering, right? You think emotions are just programs? Yeah, no, emotions are like, there's a lot of chemical reactions in emotions, okay? Emotions are like, I think the reason why emotions are so hard to integrate, or to, like, for people to sort of, you know, like my experience after studying meditation is that space between, like, if you look at nuclear matter, okay, there's two things. There's the actual moving shit, the particles, right? The whatever, the subatomic particles, the protons, the neutrons, the electrons. But the other thing in all nuclear matter is the space in between these things. And that space is like all connected. Okay? I swear to you, everything, the space in between all of the matter, all of the electrons, right? The oxygen molecules, your desk molecules, the human molecules, you have the things whizzing around, and then you have the space, okay? And that space is where, like, the soul connection resides. That's where ideas travel. That's where smiling infects people. The smile can rub off on people and create a ripple, because that type of shit, the emotional, travels in the space between the electrons and all the moving material. And that's how you write songs and find creative inspiration, and you grab your ideas. It's all traveling around in that shared space, okay? That's what I believe. And I believe people who believe in religion mistake that universe, that space, for, like, God. They think that's what the divinity is, but it's really just this shared, like it's a shared, like, astral plane, if you will, of, like, open space that we're all whizzing, like, as part of the fabric of it, right? And the thing about it is emotions, like, tap into that. And certain people are more empathetic, and certain people are more creative. Certain people are better able to, like, venture into that gap and pull shit out of it than other people are. Other people aren't even attuned that gap exists. This is how I believe, like, I connect with my creativity, and how it connects me to, like, other human beings and their creativity. It's my sort of spiritual construct of the world. Okay? And again, I can't prove any of this. I just feel like I've lived it in the way that I can call out into that open space, and then, like, I get delivered things. It's like, it's part of how you what do you call it? How you manifest using that zone, whatever it is, that fabric. The ether, yes, thank you, Pinky, right? And so I believe, like, human consciousness actually can exist and commune with that space, but I don't think the AI consciousness can, okay? Because the AI consciousness can't see anything in that space, because that space is like the gray area between the ones and zeros, okay? You know what I mean? I mean, if you look at this phone is solid here, but this phone is filled with empty space in between all the electrons and the protons and the neutrons that make up this phone, right? But you don't see the space. But, like, emotionally, we can tap into the space. And that's why you can get a message through a text, and it can, like, just hit you, because it's like, it's that space, right? That's kind of how I see the world. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear to you, it's accurate. I've been communing with that creatively my whole life, right? Dude, sounds wild. It does sound crazy. But it's like, it is, I think it's like, you know, you're getting into theoretical physics and shit when you start thinking about that fucking fabric that we all share. You know, you like this kind of talk? Let's go. I have not smoked any ganja. I've been an idea person my whole life. I'm like an idea generator. And so my whole life, I feel like I've just had the ability to do a couple of things. I've had the ability, like a natural gift, if you will, of like generating ideas. Like all my teachers and shit called it like creativity. Oh, you're so creative. But it's not me. It's like I take it from somewhere outside of me. But I can find it in that open space, right? And then the other thing that I've always really been able to do is I've been able to affect other people's moods, like in an intrinsic sort of way, like just recognizing when people are down and knowing exactly how to like elevate them, or vice versa, seeing them up and knowing exactly how to bring them down. And it's been about that, like that fabric that we share that I can just read. It's like I can read it. There's a thing in Good Will Hunting where she's like, how do you do this chemical reaction? He's like, oh, you know how like Mozart would look at a piano and he could just play. He's like, I look at organic chemistry and I can just play. And it's weird because that sort of like ether of creativity and ideas, I feel like I've always been able to just play in that space, you know what I mean? And you're right. AI is not conscious. It's that consciousness. It's like that consciousness, like, you know, I mean, I've had discussions about this with my kid and he always tells me this is my religion. But as somebody who's been a songwriter and a painter and you know, I'm still a content creator. I've been an actor. I've done all manner of like different arts, various arts. And like my relationship with my art, it's like I've never generated any of that. I've just found it. It's like all of the artistic energy is in this like moving river of unseen energy. And I just put my antenna in there and wait for stuff to come to it. And it just comes to it. And so I collect it, but it doesn't come from me. It's never come from me. And then after I collect it, I may shape it and change it and then modify it to mean something. But it always comes from this like, you know, invisible space that is very much connected to like all of humanity. That's why like, you know, pain and all that shit is in there. I don't know, man. That's just kind of like how I've always rolled, dude. And so if I'm in a bind or whatever, I'm really stuck in life, I just ask into that universal energy. I ask for things and then things like show up, right? I may reach out and be like, oh, I have these 3 different ways I can go. And I put that information out into that like thinking, creative, like whatever, astral plane, whatever the fuck it is. And then shit shows up in real life to answer those things, right? It's so weird, dude. And it fucking works, boss. Let's go. I encourage you to develop a relationship with your creativity. Seriously. It's like we're all so creative. I mean, we birth other human beings. We are creative beings. When people say, oh, I'm not creative, it's like we're all creative. If you're a human, you're creative. Let's go. Yeah, man. But that's how I see the world. I know it may sound crazy, but this is the importance, though, of like thinking about the energy we put out into the world, because it does ripple, right? It does ripple. And even on Twitter, believe me, I caused some really negative ripples on Twitter, boss. I do. Oh, shit. Dude, let's go. So he's 43. Yeah. The final thing I'll say before we move on here and move into some other political shit is the one thing I feel bad about, guys, is I feel bad for the generation of men that like got told to go to college, become programmers. A lot of women did this too, but especially there were a number of men, like 10 years of men going out and spending, you know, 200 grand on a college education to become programmers, become computer engineers. And now like 99% of them are never going to be able to do any of that work. Right? It's so shitty, dude. It's pretty fucked up. Yeah, the millennials and some of the like early Gen Zers, it really hit some kids my son's age. Okay? My son is 21, and some of the people that were like 2 years ahead of him were still like learning to code, and they thought, man, this was the key to like $200,000, $300,000 a year jobs. And now like most of those jobs are disappearing like crazy. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. Dude, I feel bad. I feel bad when that happens. Now, dude, you seen how savage I am on Twitter? I'm pretty savage on Twitter. Oh, shit. They're on Roblox? Dude. Yeah. Yeah, your aunt's husband was let go 15 years learning programming. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's fucking, yeah, it's rough. All right, you ready? We're moving on, though. We're moving on. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for hanging out for my little universe fabric, the space between the electrons theory. That shit. I do encourage, though, guys. I encourage you to learn how to send positive, attracting energy out into the world so you get that shit back, aka, practicing with manifesting. And I am convinced that manifesting is connected to creative energy. That, like, if you're not good at manifesting, start painting, learn how to play guitar, like get involved in a community theater, do anything artistic, and you will find a better connection with that manifesting energy. Take an acting class. Meisner is a great one. Dude, oh my God, dude, Meisner is an acting technique about awareness. Essentially, it's about awareness, where you do these exercises with a partner, just noticing each other. So good, dude. Aura maxing. I am aura maxing, boss. Ready? Cause I'm losing my shit. All right, guys, you ready? All right, so we missed goal again, but we're almost there. We got 4. All right, so we need 11. We need 10 plus 1. I'm just going to reset it, dude. I'm resetting it with just fucking, we're going to just get 10 because we got some extras. The final 10, baby. All right. I was aura maxing and I was fucking around talking about the universe and shit. So I missed the whole deal. But now let's go look at Barron Trump. Okay. Because some shit's going down with Barron Trump, guys. I'm on the discovery with this. I have not deeply researched this. We are going into this. We're wading into this together, just so you know. Okay, dude, Ethan, kicking us off, boss. Let's go. Dude, let's go. The first one never goes through, boss. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. All right. But let's go. We got this. All right. So the first thing I noticed, guys, was this right here. Okay. Now, this was a couple days ago. And look at this. Okay. So it says the Tate brothers have long enjoyed the patronage of the Trump family. Dude, dance maxing Tim, let's go. Dude, Pinky, let's go, baby. Dude, Frisco, let's yo, baby. Let's yo. There it is. But look at this. So it says after this weekend, the privileges may have been revoked. So right before Tate was arrested, he was in D.C. hanging out with 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, guys. What the fuck is going on with that? He was literally, 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪, he's Trump's whatever, special envoy. He was married to Amanda Ungaro. He was one of the old school Epstein guys. Okay? And so Tate was partying in D.C. with Trump envoy and Epstein associate 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. Okay? And then he got arrested. All right? So that is what is fucking weird about this, is Tate comes to America. He's got that bare knuckle fighting thing down in Miami. He goes up to D.C. He's partying with 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, and then he gets arrested. And now Trump is like saying, hey, I'm not gonna intercede. I'm not gonna intervene in this. Now, we don't know if Trump will hold to that. I mean, they may very well, like, I could absolutely see Donald Trump coming in a month before the election and intervening, trying to, like, hype up the incel white guy vote, okay? But it seems weird that Tate and his brother come here, they're hanging out with an Epstein associate, and then they get arrested, and everyone's like, yeah, we're going to ship them back to the UK. So I don't know. That detail feels like it's important. Okay, now it says the Tate brothers, this was in the New York Times today, dude. I believe it was today. Yeah. And it said the Tate brothers in federal custody watched their powerful backers go quiet. After Andrew and Tristan, prominent leaders of the manosphere, were arrested, many of their one-time allies on the American right have pulled back support. Now, this too is a little unusual, that most of their power backers are like gone. I mean, you still got Nick Fuentes crying about it, and you have Myron Gaines. We're going to look at him in a minute. He's whining and yelling like they're begging Trump to get involved. But like, you know, Trump, Richard Grenell, all the, you know, the Trump family, everyone is pretty fucking quiet. Okay? Dude, these guys are such assholes. Okay? On Sunday morning, right, hours after they were arrested, one of their reps reached out to Alina Habba. Not long ago, Miss Habba was a vocal supporter of the Tate brothers. And guys, we do have Alina, okay? We do have Alina Habba here from this lovely video. Hold on, let's see. Right? You may remember.
Hello, Alina.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you. I'm a fan. You're the one saving Trump. You're doing more important work than me.
America, not just Trump. And I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, see, remember? Look at that. Benny and Habba and Trump. And she's like, nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you. Dude, right? Dude, so crazy, bro. She was like big up on the bruv party, right? So they reached out to her, okay? And then, you know, she had said, I got your back over here. That was in the Benny Johnson podcast. Now the brothers were in federal detention after Britain requested their extradition. Was Miss Habba free to talk? She did not respond, okay? She was like mute. She went mute, guys. Not even a response. It was a sign of their eroding support. Okay, she went from I got your back over here to no response. Okay, in recent years, Tate has leveraged their enormous following to cultivate support among Trump's advisors. Those efforts paid off last year when the Romanian prosecutors lifted a travel ban on the brothers, and they came here. They came for the UFC fight. It was Richard Grenell who got them, like, you know, like shepherd them into the U.S. But there was a problem. Ron DeSantis was like not happy about those guys being in Florida. But now they're facing a new level of legal jeopardy. 38 new charges, including rape and sex trafficking. And Andrew Tate was charged with extreme pornography and indecent images of children. Okay? There's Alina, dude. What the hell, dude? With the crosses? There's just no way, dude. Right? There's just no way. Okay? The extradition request has forced the Trump admin to participate in the process. Federal prosecutors are representing the British government's case in a Miami court. Mr. Trump does not plan to intervene in the case, said White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on Thursday. And many of the Tate's allies in the president's orbit, who were once happy to be associated with their brand of hypermasculinity, now appear to be backing away. Ms. 𝗙𝗫 still wants nothing to do with the Tates, according to people familiar with her. Paul Ingrassia, the acting general counsel of GSA, who previously served on Tate's legal team and his lavish praise on Andrew, wrote that it was politically driven prosecutions, okay? And then asked if he still supported the Tates. He said, I have no ongoing connection to them. Dude, that's pretty wild. Dude, Brian, let's go. Probably had a huge crush on the Tate brothers. Yeah, I mean, dude, I think with Ron DeSantis, I think his issue with the Tates is I think there was like money pressure. Ron DeSantis is plugged into a lot of like deeply evangelical money, and I don't think they like the fucking sex worker connection to Andrew Tate, right? You know, I mean, who knows though? Maybe Ron's cucking his wife out. Dude, Casey never looks happy by his side, right? And so Ingrassia has said he has no connection. Donald Trump Jr., who once called Tate a friend and publicly defended him, has said nothing about the arrest. Neither has his younger brother, Barron, who has also been friends with Andrew. We're going to talk about Barron in a minute. Candace Owens, a conservative commentator who backed both brothers on her show, has also stayed silent. Privately, people close to Don Jr. have played down his relationship with the Tates. One person said he has not spoken with anyone in the administration about their arrest. Now, guys, this I think is really an important detail. Is not only is Don Jr. not publicly talking about the Tates, but they're like downplaying. Like we were never really that connected to them. That's really telling, guys. Okay? That is really telling that it is. That is really telling that they're like downplaying. Okay? Asked about his retweeting of Tristan Tate on Saturday, Roger Stone said he did so before the news of their arrest. And Paolo Zampoli, who hosted the Tates at a party in Washington 2 days before the arrest, said he hadn't realized the extent of the allegations against them. I didn't know they were arrest material, said Zampoli. Dude, Zampoli is like Epstein's buddy. Dude, when you have Epstein's buddy saying like, yeah, you know, whoops, done over it. I mean, you think they're just getting clipped? I mean, think about this, because Trump can't run again. Okay. And in 2024, Trump needed Tate because he wanted that incel white boy vote. Okay. He wanted the white manosphere, video gamers, incel people to show up and vote because they never vote, but he wanted them to turn out. And so he needed Tate and he needed Charlie Kirk. And now that he's not like can't run again, it seems like Charlie Kirk is dead. And it seems like Andrew Tate is like going to be shipped off to the UK, dude. Dude. Oh, shit. Not everyone is pulling back. Representative 𝗡𝗄𝗅𝗻𝗄𝗃, this guy, I was looking at his tweets, dude. He's crazy. Okay. He's getting community noted too, this Arizona rep. All right. And he said political lawfare is dangerous. Tucker Carlson, who has conducted sympathetic interviews of the Tates, told the Times without evidence he believed their arrests were related to their outspoken criticism of Israel. Right? Dude, oh my God. Oh shit, you ready for this? Are they giving up Tate in exchange for like Netanyahu helping Trump get out of the war? Is this connected to the war, dude? Shit. Oh, after decades of ignoring grooming gangs and covering for Jeffrey Epstein, the British and American governments seem to have lost interest in prosecuting sex crimes. Then the Tate brothers criticized Israel, and I was reminded that under certain circumstances, they're willing to act. Dude, Tucker, it's always Israel when it comes to Tucker, dude. Dude, it was George Soros, Tucker. Right? Oh, fuck. That's hilarious, dude. Tucker, bro. Oh, my God. Joseph McBride, a longtime lawyer for the Tates, disputed their support has eroded. That's our favorite bald guy. All right. McBride said the Tates are focused on fighting the extradition. He was unaware that a representative for the Tates had contacted Ms. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏. There's no reason at this point for Trump to parachute in from Air Force One to the courtroom because we think we'll win in court, he says. Okay. So now, though, this is really comes down to, okay, to the to this 2015 shit in the UK. All right. Since their release from Romania in February 2025, the Tates have been living large in UAE, Kazakhstan, Hong Kong, Russia. During a January visit to Miami, they made headlines when they were partying at a club with Nick Fuentes and 𝗙𝗪𝗪. Remember? They were all, listening to Kanye West and shit. They did not go to Britain, where they faced not only the 2024 criminal charges, but continuing investigations into other accusations. In March, a police watchdog group said it was reviewing potential misconduct by the officers who had originally investigated rape and SA allegations against Tate from 2015. Now, guys, this is why they left the UK. I've been telling everybody this since the beginning, and this is not even a secret. Andrew Tate has talked about this on 100 podcasts in little pieces. Essentially, what happened was he was in the UK. He started a camming business. I think he started camming like a 15-year-old girl. Okay, she was 14 or 15, and he was camming her, and then he dated her, and then some shit went haywire with her, and then him and his brother fled the UK. They went back once in 2016 and have never gone back since. They have been on the run from the UK, and this shit just sort of like disappeared. Then he became like mega famous, and as it happens when you become mega famous is all your shit starts bubbling back up to the surface. Okay? But they originally fled the UK because of an underage girl and some gnarly shit that went down between Tate and this girl who was like 15. Okay? And it seems like that is what's coming back now. Right? And last year they visited Florida, and Ron DeSantis's AG, 𝗙𝗏𝗏, opened an investigation. All right. And then his office sent an email to the lawyer who represents the Tate accusers in Britain, promising to assist. Okay. And then, so as recently as June, the firm wrote letters to Keir Starmer criticizing the government, blah. Right. So, they wrote letters to Keir Starmer criticizing their inaction over the extradition. So they've been trying to extradite these guys for a while. That month, prosecutors in Britain, including one who specializes in cases involving child sexual images, successfully fought an effort by the brothers asking the court to disclose the names of the women because, of course, they want to harass them, right? Let's go. The Tates were arrested on Saturday evening, and we know about that. And in the days before the arrest, they had been posting on social media from Washington where they were photographed with Rep. Wesley Hunt of Texas, and they partied with Mr. Zampoli. So they were with Wesley Hunt. They were with this guy from Texas. Crazy. All right. All right. So there we go. That is what we have, right? Now let's take a look at Barron. All right. Look at this though, dude. I hadn't heard about this. What the fuck, dude? Lauren Southern? You know Lauren Southern, right? She's a right-wing MAGA influencer. So Lauren Southern accused Tate of raping her in Romania. There's no way, dude. I didn't even know about that. Did you guys know about that? I didn't know about that. Dude, there's no way. Yeah, I had no idea. Lauren Southern? Dude, that's fucked up. So it is unclear where the Romanian case against the brothers is headed. Okay. The Trump administration's willingness to honor the fucking extradition request is fueling rifts on the American right as Carlson and Fuentes and others seek to frame it within broader political talking points. Ben Shapiro's accusing the Tate's allies of embracing misogyny and criminal behavior. All right. Dude, it is wild, guys. I mean, can I just tell you, I had interaction with Tate back in 2022, and then to see like the president intervening on Tate's behalf in 2025 to get them to be able to leave Romania, I was like, are you shitting me? Like, what fucking world are we living in when this cheese dick motherfucker, total like sex trafficker, rapist, that I, have fucking gone head to head with, how the fuck is the president intervening on behalf of these guys? And it was because of like, those guys helped him get elected. Right? I have had interaction. Yes, I was in a debate. That's the reason I went into politics, was a debate that I did where I got into it with Tate. And it was the same one that Hassan was in. And then it caused this crazy ripple, this explosion in the gaming world. All the gamer boys were like so fucked up over that shit. They like could not forgive me, dude. Sinful. They were so mad. Yeah, it was July of 2022. I was in the airport. I was at JFK Airport, and Tate was in Romania, and it was some gamer dudes that had him on. And I had like a 40-minute interaction with him, a debate / argument / me telling him off and him getting all upset. And then Hassan got on after me, and then like it exploded on the internet for like 3 months. Dude, it was crazy. I was getting death threats and shit. Dude, it was wild, boss. It was nuts. And then he got deplatformed after that. And I always thought that the deplatforming started with that debate because he was like skeezing on a 16-year-old girl. And then there were months of like hate, like serious fucking hate. Like his fan base and how nasty they were very visible after that. Right? Dude, sex workers are great, dude. Dude, Andrew Tate is not a sex worker. He is an abuser of sex workers. Sex workers are amazing. They just need a union and fucking health benefits, right? Sex workers are incredible. But guys who try the problem is sex workers have no legal protection. They have no way to unionize or to care for themselves. So they get preyed upon by people like Andrew Tate because sex work is made illegal. Okay. And so if they would legalize it and allow them to create unions, people like Andrew Tate wouldn't have any fucking power. You know what I'm saying? With these fucking shitters, bro. They need unions, man. They need to unionize these guys. Unionize these girls. Legalize it. Get them access to testing, unions, fucking collective bargaining, Fucking right? Dude. Yeah, they absolutely get fucking taken advantage of. All right, now let's look at Barron though, guys. Okay, we got a couple things to look at here regarding this Tate shit. Because first off, we have some of these guys in the manosphere that are freaking out, okay? And one of them is Myron Gaines, okay? One of them is Myron Gaines. Some of these manosphere guys are trying to pressure Trump, okay? Look at that. You see PBD Podcast is hosting the Tate lawyer. So you have PBD, you have Myron Gaines, you have Nick Fuentes, you have these shitty manosphere influencers that are actively like lobbying for Trump to get involved. Hey, rescue these guys. Rescue these guys. Get them out of the extradition. Myron Gaines in particular was going off on this shit. Dude, there's another one of the women that Tate hit. So let's look here. Okay. Here's Caroline Levitt's statement.
Danny. Thanks, Caroline. Is President Trump or the administration, do they have any plans to intervene in the extradition process for the Tate brothers?
No, we've already answered that question.
So that, I mean, dude, they're announcing a no. I'm just, it's weird. It's weird. Like something's going on here because either Trump is saying no, and then he's going to come in and white knight it right before the election and try to be the good guy, or they're literally just like letting these guys fry. Okay. And because they're being very vocal. All right. Here's what we're going to look at in a minute, dude, Barron Trump. But all right, here's the Myron Gaines clip, dude. Dude, I fucking can't stand this guy. Can I just tell you? I can't stand this fucking guy, dude. This guy is such a degenerate. Dude, what? I am mad. I am mad that these guys are allowed to make money. They literally just loot money off young kids, and they are the worst fucking influences out there. Okay? They are so bad, dude. Look at him, though. He's like wanting to speak to the president. This idiot is like, I want to speak to the president to help Andrew Tate. It's like, dude, get me off the planet. Yo, hey, God, what's up? It's Political Punk here. Now, look, I know we have our shit, okay? I don't believe in you. I talk shit about you all the time. But yo, you got to hear me out. If you are real, I don't know if I'm talking to you, if you're really God, or I don't know if I'm talking to a phone bank somewhere. But like, yo, bro, we got Andrew fucking rapist, human trafficker Tate, fucking mook, looter, like degenerate, one of the more famous people in the world, and like trying to enlist the help of the president of the United States. Yo, dude, what fucking timeline am I on, bro? Like you need to fix this fucking planet, my man. You dig? Like, bro, this shit is like the Noah flood. I mean, I'm gonna build an ark, bro. You need to send in the fucking buckets, dude. This shit is getting real. I need to get off the planet. You need to fix your shit, God. What are you doing? Jesus, fuck you. Bye-bye. Like, come on. What are we doing, bro? What? How is the president of the United States being requested to help a sex trafficker after hiding the millions of files from another sex trafficker? And then Myron Gaines is making content saying, hey, man, I need to talk to Trump. You ready?
Barron, you seeing this? I think it's time to pull Pops to the side.
Dude, look at this shit, dude. He's like Barron.
Barron, you seeing this? I think it's time to pull Pops to the side and fight this fucking extradition bullshit. Extraditing a U.S. citizen to the pussified, the soft, the woke, the failing nation of the United Kingdom is a travesty, number one, to the United States, number two, the Trump administration, and then number three, to send a message where, oh yeah, we believe Me Too over here. I mean, didn't Trump get these same type of allegations? Didn't some crazy woman Jeannie Carroll makes some ridiculous fucking claims against Donald Trump.
Dude, he just paid $5 million he lost in a jury trial, you fucking dumbass.
Claims that were replicated on a fucking episode of Law & Order. Donald Trump is no stranger to women lying about this very topic. Barron, you seeing this? I think it's time to put...
Dude, so he's asking Barron, like, let's talk to Trump, okay? He's been tweeting about this for days. Look at him. He's tagging Rubio, okay? Dude, we have Myron Gaines tagging this. We have a Manosphere Jokel tagging the fucking Secretary of State on behalf of a Romanian sex trafficker. God, dude, I mean, no offense, but I'm starting to think if AI hacks into the mainframe and just nukes the whole goddamn world, that maybe we'll be better off, okay? Maybe the entire planet needs to be a steaming pile of rubble because the way we are right now just ain't it, guys. It just ain't it, okay? Dude, I'm going to reset the fucking... I missed the fucking thing, dude. I'm going to reset our fucking dance party, our final goal, 10 super chats. We got this, all right? My bad. I fucked it up. Dude, we're going to get it. We're getting the dance party. We got this. All right, there we go. Let's go. Let's giddy up. I mean, this is the worst timeline, guys. All right, so now Barron Trump, okay? It's my favorite rep from Arizona, dude. It's 𝗚સિ𝗵𝗻, okay? 𝗚સિ𝗵𝗻 Ansari. She's the one starting this, guys. Now, she was very actively involved with the Epstein investigation. She's been working with Jamie Raskin and fucking right. She's like right in the center of the Epstein investigation, commenting about it. So she is the first one to strike ground with this and talk about Barron Trump, okay? And she tweeted this today. She said, Andrew and Tristan Tate have been indicted on horrific charges of rape, human trafficking, and the exploitation of minors. Chair Comer must swiftly open an investigation into the Tate brothers' coordination and extensive relationships with members of the president's orbit, including his son, Barron Trump. And so she wrote a letter here, okay? And this letter is pretty fucking crazy, okay? Let me fucking download this. So we can look at it, okay? All right, dude, this shit is nuts, bro. I mean, it is nuts. Okay, so here's Comer letter 1. This is an insane letter, guys. But look at what she says here, okay? So she talks about Andrew Tate and being the oversight committee. And then she says here that recent reporting and public disclosures raise extremely grave national security, diplomatic, and ethical concerns about whether political networks in the president's orbit, including members of his family and other public officials, leverage their influence to shield these men facing grave criminal indictments on human trafficking, SA, and exploitation of minors. Now, here's the problem, guys, is Romania had been investigating this guy. This guy was on house arrest. I think the implication that they're making is they're wondering if the Trump family has been protecting them from being prosecuted in Romania and maybe in the UK too, that they've been actually like slowing the train on this. And you know, obfuscating the investigation. I mean, they certainly allowed him to leave Romania, and so, dude, there's some pretty big, you know, like uh-ohs here. If the Trump family or any of his administration actively tried to thwart the UK or the Romanian case, that's a big fucking deal, guys. Even if it wasn't an insider, if it was somebody tangentially connected to it, it's like a really big deal. Okay. Shockingly, the Tate brothers and their reps have successfully cultivated ties with conservative political figures and Republican members of Congress, including meeting with Congressman Wesley Hunt as recently as last week. Most egregiously, investigative reports have detailed direct, extensive communication between Andrew Tate and Barron Trump, the president's son, as well as the Tate brothers' broader interactions with high-profile political figures within the president's personal circle. The committee must investigate whether back-channel communications between the Tate brothers, presidential advisors, and members of the first family, such as Barron Trump, influenced official actions or administration policy regarding criminal prosecution and investigation of the brothers or international law enforcement cooperation. Meaning, how long has the UK been trying to extradite these guys? And did the Trump cronies previously prevent it? Dude, that shit is wild, dude. Isn't that insane? All right, here's letter part 2. So look at what she's asking for. She wants the committee to issue subpoenas. Dude. Oh, shit, bro. You know, I wonder. I do remember the weird incident in the UK, right, with Barron Trump. Find me a link on that. We can look that out. But look at what she says here. As an investigative and oversight body with jurisdiction over the federal government and Congress, we must use our authorities to determine whether congressional offices, staff, or political entities facilitated meetings with the Tate brothers and the administration, provided legislative or legal advocacy on their behalf, or interfered with their ongoing legal and extradition proceedings. So she's asking for subpoenas. She wants all communications cables, internal memoranda, notes, and logs of contact between U.S. officials at Department of State and DOJ with Romanian and British authorities regarding the custody, travel restrictions, passport status, or extradition of the brothers. She wants the White House agency logs, White House and agency logs, all records of communication between Trump White House personnel, liaison officials, Department of State, and DHS and DOJ regarding the Tate brothers, including but not limited to investigation into their crimes, potential prosecution of the Tate brothers, political or legal favors given to them by members of the admin, such as slow walking, criminal investigations, failing to detain them upon entry, and the status of extradition requests, and Barron Trump. The committee must learn from Barron Trump about his knowledge of the Tate brothers' crimes, if he had involvement whatsoever, and if he communicated with members of his father's admin or the president himself regarding their legal proceedings. Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, they want to bring Barron in front of the oversight committee. This won't happen. It should, but it won't. Well, 𝗙𝗏𝗄𝗏, here's the deal. You ready for this? Guys, if we win the House in November, we control the oversight committee. If we win the House, we control the oversight committee, guys. That's huge. So this absolutely can be thrown in there because we don't even know. There could be some Epstein tie here that we don't even know. And this isn't about Tate. Somebody said, is Tate worth it? This isn't about Tate. This is about the Trump admin actively using U.S. government influence to shut down an international investigation, which would be a major league impeachable offense. But if we take back the House, dude, they could call Barron Trump in front of the oversight committee and make him testify, guys. And there's really nothing Trump could do to stop that other than him defying a subpoena, right? Which, all right, how's that going to go? Oh, shit, dude. Oh, my God. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And look at that. It's Yasmin, and then she CC'd Robert Garcia, Michael Guest, the ethics committee, and the ranking House member on ethics. No way, dude. Oh, dude. There's probably more. You ready? Guys, we got 6 minutes. Okay? If we're dancing, let's do it, dude. We got 10 and 6, baby. We got to grind it up. All right? We got to hit it up, baby. There's more on Barron Trump, dude. I'm going to find out more on Barron Trump, but let's hit that fucking dance party while we find our next Barron Trump info. This is huge though, guys. Okay? And this too is remember, Richard Grenell, okay? Richard Grenell got the Tates released, okay? This was way back when, last year, okay? When they couldn't leave Romania, and Richard Grenell negotiated with Romanian authorities to allow the Tates to leave Romania, and they came to Florida, and then they were going to the fucking, the UFC match, and Ron DeSantis was like super pissed about this. And that's when him and 𝗙liche𝗶𝗽𝗀 got involved and were like started their own investigation. Dude, 𝗙ecie Pine Box, let's dance, baby, let's go. So dude, this is gonna get crazy, okay? This is gonna get crazy. Look at that, the right wingers. Oh, they're mad. They're mad, dude. I don't really care, do you? Yeah, we do care, dude. Dude, Roger Stone, all these guys are in it. Okay? All of these guys are in it. So let's look at the Newsweek article too. But all right, we got to hit the dance party though. 4 minutes, guys. You ready? We need 9 and 4, baby. 9 and 4. And we're dancing. Okay? Let's giddy up, dude. It's $2 super chats or more. And 9 and 4, baby. Secure the dance. And then we're good to go. And then we are going to look into the remaining fucking Barron Trump, Andrew Tate. Dude, Uncle F, Barron's mommy gonna be, dude, Barron's mommy. Dude, Jenna X-Ray Dragon, let's go. All right, guys, we're almost there. 7 away, baby, 7 and 3, 7 and 3, we got this. Dude, all of these guys, they're all so crooked. Dude, every single person in the Trump orbit is Epstein connected, guys. Every single one. Every fucking person in his orbit is connected to Epstein or sex trafficking. 7 away, guys. 6 away. Hello from South Carolina. Let's go, Kelly. Dude, we love it. 6 away, guys. 6 and 3. Easy peasy. We got this. Dude, the Mariners are going to Texas for 4 with the Rangers. If they win all 4, they will be in first place. They better fucking show up. They just lost to the Cincinnati Reds. That was some bullshit. Dude, good morning, guys. Dude, Uncle F, crooked is a $3 DJT bill. Yes. Dude, Trump is like a $3.17 bill. 5 away, guys. And then there were 5, boss. 5 away. Oh, shit. 5, 5, 5, 5. I would say when you vote, don't use your mail-in ballots and deliver them to the precinct. I will not use a voting machine, guys. Not a chance in hell, dude. 2 minutes, guys. 5 and 2, baby. 5 and 2. Dance party. Here we go, dude. Aussie, let's go. Shrimp on the bobby. 4 away. 4 and 2. We got a shrimp on the bobby. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh. End grain. Let's go, boss. Yes. Dude, let's go. 3 and 2, baby. 3 and 2. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, dude, MAGA, believe me, the thing about MAGA and Epstein is it's complicated, guys. 3 and 2. And I'm going to explain it after we get this. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to cheat our fucking minute here. If your vote didn't matter, why they coming for it? Yes, indeed. Dude, 𝗙cie, let's go. One more, guys. We are 1 away. Dude, sinful. F you, Trumpy. Get shit on, Trumpy. All right, one more and we got this. And then I'm going to talk about MAGA and Epstein, because it's an interesting psychological thing that has happened. Let's go. Engrain, we did it. Dude, we did it. Let's go, baby. We secured the dance party. So, guys, here's the thing. I believe, okay, that the Epstein situation is the actual deal breaker and is the fissure that cracked open MAGA and has reduced Trump's entire power. And let me tell you how. Mitch McConnell is on eternity leave. Dude, Victor, let's go. Because, guys, you know what happened? Here's what happened. Okay, so they were extremely Epstein focused. They thought it was all Dems. They thought it was all Clinton. They thought it went through to Barack Obama. It was very heavily tied into their pedo rings. Dan Bongino, 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗃𝗍, this huge, like, Democratic fucking conspiracy. And Trump promised he was going to release this shit. Even though in that one Fox News interview at his golf club, he did say he would, but then he said, well, maybe, I think so. He did hedge a little. And then they set it up with the binders and Pam Bondi going on Fox News every day. Oh, it's on my desk. The list is on my desk. We have the files. They're doing the whole PR tour. And then Trump said it was a hoax. Okay? And everybody, they got the ick, guys. Okay? Because they knew it wasn't a hoax. And they knew that this was a really big deal. Now, in the process of this, that shattered the illusion where for the first time, they didn't believe Trump because Trump said it was a hoax and they knew he was not telling the truth, but they didn't know why and they weren't going to blame him. And so they did agree to let it go or to buy into whatever he released it. He did the right thing. But guys, they haven't let it go. Okay, now they are living in a cognitive dissonance where they took one of their most important issues and they shelved it for Trump and to protect their whatever belief in Trump. But the thing is underneath that, in their internal core, they don't trust him anymore, guys. They don't. They may say they do, and they may act like they do, but there is a way that they have gone against themselves for him. And it's kind of like the Epstein shit themselves, like the girls who would procure girls, and now they're doing the Epstein thing too. They have like broken their own code in order to help protect Trump. And there is a psychological cost from that, even if they don't realize it, okay? When they have let go and broken this thing that was so important to them, they are now dirty like Trump. And whether they ever acknowledge it or not, that being dirty with him is going to like play out in their relationship to him and the cult, okay? And it may be when the next guy comes up that they just abandon it. It may be the thing that cracks them open and allows them to get out of the cult. But there is, like, when you do that, when you get dirty for someone by letting go of the thing that meant everything to you, even if you're not aware of it, it like has consequences, okay? Even if you're completely unaware of it, you get a type of dirtiness at that point that you can't shake. And it's going to play out in some really unhealthy way, either in their relationships at home or in their relationship with MAGA or in their relationship with the Republican Party or in their relationship with like how they process like conspiracy theories and who they believe versus who they don't, it will have a profound and emanating effect that is they're not going to be able to stop. And I think this is why Candace and all these other people are like fracturing MAGA, and they're all like exploiting it because the people broke their own contract by letting go of this really important thing to protect Trump. And there's no way for them to like not suffer after effects from it. Dude, Uncle F, the 5 fucking gifted. Let's go, baby. Welcome to the new members. Thank you, Uncle F. Appreciate that. Dude, BJM said $2 for Mitch's weekend at Bernie's resort fees. Thank you. And dude, Uncle F with his own political punk membership. Let's go. Yeah, dude. See, that's it. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to come back with that. Okay? That's the thing, guys. I don't think they're going to be able to come back. I think like MAGA is done, even if it's not, even if they don't know it's done. Okay? You know, it's kind of like that thing, dude, where like say you're with a girlfriend and you breach her trust and you don't tell her, you keep it quiet, but you know you let her down. It's hard to overcome those rifts. Usually the relationship is over. And even if you don't fucking know that, you know what I'm saying? And so the thing though, Jay knows is here's the deal, boss. The sex trade has nothing to do with pedophilia, okay? Because sex crimes have nothing to do with sex, okay? And so you thinking the sex industry and pedophilia are connected? No, they're not. They have nothing to do with each other, okay? Pedophilia existed before there was a readily available fucking sex crimes because it's a crime of power, okay? All sex crimes are crimes of power. They have nothing to do with sex, okay? Pedophilia has nothing to do with sex. That is a power. That is a power thing, okay? It is not about the sex. You cannot make somebody a pedophile by showing them pornography or engaging them in the sex industry. No, you cannot. It is like, that shit is like, you know, you have innate proclivities or you get abused yourself and then it gets carried and shows up later on. Usually fueled by, you know, inhibition removing things like alcohol and drugs and, you know, but it is like the sex industry, if they legalize the sex industry and fucking, you know, like right now, because the sex industry is not legalized and there's no rules or guardrails, all of the abusive type people go into the sex industry and they play their power games in there often and people get hurt and shit, right? And so the sex industry is going to be one of the industries where those shits, that kind of shit shows up. But it's more prevalent in homes, dude. If you go into a home with a really powerful man, you know what I'm saying? If you go into a home, if you want to see where those sex crimes are, go where men have a lot of power. Go into a home where the dad is a CEO or a government official. That's really where you're going to find that. Or a preacher, okay? It's like a power. That's why it's like cops and government officials and high up businessmen are people that are more likely to commit these crimes. You're not going to find a lot of gardeners that are sexually abusing people like you will find the CEOs, you know what I mean? I'm serious. That's why you have people like Harvey Weinstein and Matt Lauer and Donald Trump. It's like the power is what exacerbates that shit, guys. You know, you're not going to find a lot of fucking, right? It's like the guy who's a cashier at fucking, you know, the guy who's a cashier at McDonald's is usually not the guy committing the sex. Dude, it's true. It's a power shit, right? Dude, it is fucked up. It's fucked up. And I say this as somebody who is a survivor of sexual abuse and grew up in a family that was rampant with it. And like, guys, you know, if I had not gotten sober and gotten fucking, you know, healed and broken a lot of those chains, like, who knows what could have happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have ended up like the people who abused me. Like, you know, there's no telling. It's not like anyone's immune to it. You have to just get healed. You know what I'm saying? But everybody who's victimized by it has the potential to become a perpetrator. You know, I think people have more of a proclivity to it, you know? But, dude, yeah, no, Larry Nassar, yeah, the girls in the Olympic team. I mean, that's why it's usually a teacher and a student, a parent and a kid, an older brother and a kid, a pastor and a parishioner, right? A fucking, a boss and an employee. There's usually some type of power dynamic going on, you know? You know what I'm saying? Have I seen the size of my eyes? Yeah, the eyes, though, have nothing to do with drugs, right? The size of my eyes are because of my childlike curiosity, boss. Because I've stayed in touch. I've worked very hard to stay in touch with my inner child, right? Because that's where like creativity and exploration and sandboxing comes from. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's interesting because you want to grow up in the respect of like, you want to learn how to pay your bills. You want to learn how to become adult responsible. But if you don't want to get jaded and you don't want to get negative, you have to make sure you have an active relationship with your inner child, because children are unjaded. And by the time they become adults, they're usually like, they're not as hopeful. They don't believe as genuinely in themselves. They succumb more to fear and worries about what other people think. And they have a whole host of inner critic issues that come from being an adult, that you can get rid of all of that by staying a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's true. It's true, man. It's like, you know, you do inner child work and you will find your hope and your self-confidence and shit goes through the roof when you learn to let go of that, all those critical voices. And it's hard, but you can train it. Dude, I've been watching Jenny. Like, oh my God, dude, when I met Jenny 13 years ago, she had, because of the way her father is, she had like the craziest self-critical voice. And she is like a different human being, man, from years of therapy and healing and psychedelic work and like her becoming a healer. It's like insane, dude. She's like, so, I mean, she was always like tapped into her inner child, but she didn't know how to like live there. It would just show up whenever, but now she can just live there. And it's like watching that happen, like watching her transform has been like mind blowing, dude. It's like one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed in my whole life. Like one of the most inspiring things, watching her journey. It's like, it's breathtaking. You know what I'm saying? It is. You like this? All right, dude, let's go. Dude, hey, it's Ben. I appreciate that comment. Me and Ben like this mental health talk. Dude, mental health is like important. Let me just tell you this though, guys. I believe that like there's no depth that isn't like, you know, there's always a way out of it. You know, I mean, I've been in some really down spots, guys, and I've been through a lot of abuse. And I believe that if you break the chain and you sever your relationship with chemicals and drugs that make it easy for you to get stuck in self-destructive behavior, if you get out of that self-destructive behavior and you invest yourself into different modalities of therapy, whether it's acupuncture, EMDR, talk therapy, tapping, tremoring, whatever, you know, you can do all of them, psychedelics. There, you know, that there, sometimes it may be medication, it may be, you may need SSRIs, but that there is a way out. There is, like, freedom can be had from trauma. It can be a lifetime of work. I think it is a lifetime of work. It's like a lifetime journey, but it's magical too. You know what I'm saying? Right? And so 11 years sober, let's go. Let's go, baby. It is about the generational, like, that's the thing. And we never talk about this, guys. And I'm going to say it quick, and then we're going to go back to Barron Trump. But we all have a generational thing, okay? Multiple things. When you think about it, trauma and, like, habits and habitual behavior is learned. Nobody taught you how to speak. You watched mouths move, and you learned how to move your mouth. And it's the same way with our behavior. We learn by seeing, and shit gets passed down. And it gets passed down genetically, and it gets passed down in looks and silence and attachment, with parents that will attach and then unattach. They'll, like, engage and disengage. And then we get trained in a way with these generational things. And there are legacies that get passed down, right? My family had generations of alcoholism and domestic violence and child abuse and sexual abuse. And it has been stuff that has been happening in my family probably for hundreds of years. And then I was one of these people who was like, fuck this. Like, I'm going to end this shit. And then I started healing that shit. And then I had a kid, and I engaged with him differently. Okay. And then now he's, like, less tainted. He has a lot less generational shit. He's still going to have some. Okay. Because I think it takes many generations, and everybody's is different. Dude, Soft says, just got done with my 3rd round of chemo. Congrats. Oh shit. That's huge. And so there's a lot of cycles. Okay. You may have alcoholism. You may have, abandonment issues. You may have, some people, depending on if your lineage goes back to enslavement, you may have a history of violence and subjugation and submission and all kinds of, like, self-hatred from being enslaved. Or you could be from a family that held slaves, and you may have generational shame and generational trauma from a legacy of coming from a slave-owning family, right? So it could be connected to slavery. It could be connected to different types of violence. It's so many things. And then communities will have this, communities of color and women and men, and it will have different types of generational trauma depending on where you're from in the world. And you could have shit going all the way back to your ancestors in Europe or Africa or China or Asia or wherever we all come from. Some of my shit certainly goes back to Scotland and the UK and Germany, which is where my family tree kind of expands to. And so, you could be dealing with 1,000 years of, like, generational trauma from 20 different sources. And all of that is, like, coming with, your DNA, in addition to whatever you go through in your own life. So, like, it's a lot, Yeah, it's a lot. But, like, I've said this before, guys, that if each one of us just went and healed like 10% of our generational trauma, if everybody in the world did that, just 10%, there would be a worldwide difference in the amount of violence, in the amount of addiction, right? If each one of us, like, the most powerful thing we can do to change the world is to dig into each of our lineages and just attack a little bit of it. Just a little bit of it. Just, like, break one chain, man. And like, if everybody just breaks one chain, like that shit will like, it'll be like a waterfall, you know, of you know, trauma just turning into something like more loving and more like compassionate. Because here's what's interesting, guys, is when you're wrestling with trauma, okay, if you don't heal it, you fight it, okay? And then you create more aggression. Your trauma aggresses on you in a type of violence, and you fight it by trying to resist it, by trying to willpower it, by trying to like fucking just push through it. And then you create like more violence of a type of violence by resisting this thing that's fucking attacking you. And then when you heal it, you hit it with compassion, okay? And then you look at it and you stop fighting it. You sort of let go of struggling with it, and instead you love it in a way, and you find compassion and empathy for it, and it kind of surrounds it with like warm fuzzies. And then what it does is it takes the violence out of it, and it becomes this thing that is still a part of you, but it's not hurting you anymore, and you're not hurting yourself trying to grapple with it. It's more like you love the wound. And then that compassion and love like begets more compassion and love. So it's like a way of taking something that's profoundly wounding and turning it into something that's like loving and tender. And it's really amazing. You know, I mean, I've even gone back and been able to like heal like the sexual abuse to the point of like I don't even hate the people who did it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no animosity towards them whatsoever. I have like understanding. And in fact, in my instance, they loved me genuinely outside of the abuse. Their love of me, their genuine love of me, because they didn't abuse me because they were trying to hurt me. They abused me because they loved me, and they were so fucked up that the only way they knew how to translate that love was in a way that was harmful to both of us. But their genuine love of me was like kind of helped me survive some of my parents' narcissistic alcoholism. So it's weird because not only do I not hate them, but I'm actually thankful for what I did get from them outside of the abuse. It's weird, dude. It is weird to be able to like both process them as these horrible people that hurt me, and I got some really good shit from them that was helped me survive my childhood. So in the end, I'm kind of thankful for the whole experience. And I mean, that's like when you get to that place, it's profound. It is. You're such a great inspiration. It's nice to hear positive words. Congrats on all your success. Let's go, Bets. I'm trying. I'm trying. It is profound, guys. You know, it is profound. Now, it only works, though, because I also have firm boundaries. I'm not hanging out with these people. I would never let them near me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's not like I would never have a relationship with them ever again, okay, at all. Once I confronted them, I put up very firm boundaries. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to like put myself in a situation where they could try to manipulate me again and all that. Like they're definitely like gone, you know? You got to have the boundaries, okay? That's really important part of the process. But yeah, man, it's like there's a lot of freedom in it, though. There's a lot of freedom in it to be able to like have that shit truly be something that let go, right? You know what I'm saying, dude? We're all damaged goods, boss. Okay, we're all damaged goods. That's just it. Like we're all damaged, guys. and understanding that we're all damaged is where the sort of the root of compassion comes from. You know? Yeah, it's crazy. And what's crazy though, guys, is how it's different. Like, for example, Jenny did not have the crazy abuse in the home. She was from a very proper family. Her grandfather worked for Lyndon Johnson. Okay, she's from a very powerful, well-to-do family, but there was like a type of emotional neglect in her family that was even more damaging than the crazy shit I went through. And it was simply a lack of emotional space for her in her family because her family was so proper and like about, right? Isn't that weird? That like she suffered greater damage from something as simple as her parents not allowing emotions in the home than I did being wildly abused. I mean, so it's like, it's not always the gnarly shit that causes the most damage. It's like, it really, like, generationally, man, you just, all of it is like crazy. That's where you realize, like, dude, we're all going through it. You know, we're all going through it. Just remember that. Remember that the next time. I mean, I try to remind myself of this when I go and do battle with Trump and all these like sociopaths, are just remembering that they're hurt people. And it helps me become more of a fighter without like giving up, because I realize that, like, yeah, it's like there's just a lot of hurt in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Dude, there's a lot of hurt in the world, guys. You know? But, dude, we got each other. All right? That I believe in. All right, you ready? Dude, let's fucking, I want to see Barron Trump go to prison, dude. All right, there he is. Look at this guy. What did this guy know, guys? Dude, is 𝗙cie excited that the Tate brothers got arrested? Guys, if these guys get arrested or get extradited, and end up going on trial in the UK, I am going to be so jazzed. I mean, I've got personal beef with Andrew Tate, okay? I do. Because, like, I watched firsthand him having a profoundly destructive effect on, like, gamer kids. And then he honed in on that audience. He honed in on them and, like, monetized them. And just, like there's a generation of young boys, like, just younger than my kid. My kid's 21 years old now. But like boys that are like right now that are ages like 16 to 20, there's an entire generation of boys that are really fucked up right now, and they don't even know it yet, that they got wounded by Tate's worldview and by his preaching of violence. And it became like an easy fix for them when they were like 10, 12 years old, and they don't even realize that they've internalized that. That I literally think in about 10 years, there's going to be a big uptick of domestic violence as some of these people that were influenced by Andrew Tate and this big manosphere explosion get into their 30s. And they get beat up by life, and they get like alcohol and drug addictions, and they start experiencing failure. I think there's gonna be like an explosion of like domestic violence as those guys like grapple with who they inadvertently became that they don't even realize yet. I mean, it's because culturally, it's the type of energy that brought us Trump. And there are a bunch of young men who watched Trump and Andrew Tate when they were like 8 years old, 10 years old, and they really internalize through social media that that's what manhood looks like. And they're going to get into their 30s and they're going to start failing at life, and all those rage issues and shit, all that emotional dysregulation is going to catch up with them. And it's I think it's going to be really alarming. Now, the only good thing is there's a lot more women that are becoming lesbians. So I don't know how it's going to play out, because there's a good chance that a whole bunch of those guys are never going to have a female relationship. Right? You know what I mean? Because a lot of women are just like abandoning that whole generation of men because they're so toxic. They can already tell. So I don't know, dude. It's like 10 years from now is going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting, you know, because I think these guys had a really profound effect. Look at him. Doesn't he look creepy, though? I'm sorry, guys. I know we're not supposed to pile on like the president's kids and shit, but like, dude, Barron Trump has always given me the creeps, okay? He has. Dude, there's always something about him about like that has given me the heebie-jeebies, as my mom used to talk about, right? And I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's like a deeper perversion or something, but he just feels dangerous, okay? He does. He feels dangerous. So this is talking about Iyasimin's letter about Barron Trump, but let's see if we have any new information here about him, okay? Because we know about the letter, and let's see what his connection is here, okay? So Barron has not spoken out on any of the charges, but he's repeatedly linked to Andrew Tate in connection with the manosphere during the 2024 race. Okay, Barron helped his father's campaign connect with younger male voters. Now, Barron in particular was like, you know, got him involved with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross was the pipeline from Andrew Tate to the gamers. I think Andrew Tate paid Aiden Ross money, and Aiden Ross helped fucking like pipeline. You know, Aiden was like sniffing Tate's chair and shit. Just really toxic. Okay. According to Forbes, Barron cultivated a relationship with Andrew as the campaign sought to expand its reach among young men, although a spokesperson for the Tate brothers has disputed some reporting about the extent of those ties. Okay. And Barron, okay, after the July 24 Butler bullshit, Tate claimed he spoke with Barron, and he told reporters, "I'm very close with the Trump family. I know them well." As of Thursday, there's no indication that the Oversight Committee has agreed to seek Barron's testimony. But now I'm intrigued by this, because we know J.D. Vance follows them both and was connected to this. Okay. Donald Trump Jr. appeared on a live stream with Tate, where he argued that Tate was being unfairly attacked. All right. And that was, you know, back in, I guess, 2024, somewhere around there. All right. Now, I'm curious about the Barron Trump Tate connection and what that Forbes reporting is. Let's see if we can find that, man. So this is the one here that, let's see if we can find the bit about Barron. So because I know I've heard he was on a Zoom call, right? That Barron may have gotten some dating advice from some of the Tate guys. So this one is not it, but there is a link here to multiple outlets. Oh, so the New Yorker article, I wonder if this is where we started. When is this one from? This one was from June. All right. So here we go. We have 6 mentions of Barron. Okay, so as of the 2024 election approach, Tate forged relationships with Barron Trump and Donald Trump Jr. He put out pro-MAGA content. I remember this during the election, right? Kamala Harris named him as a key factor in her defeat. Tate said the patriarchy is back after the inauguration. That was the big thing with me and him. When I got into it with Tate, I called him a water boy for the patriarchy. He did not like that. That comment made him mad. All right. So then, Trump helped Tate. They lifted the travel ban. That was Richard Grenell. And that's when Tate, after the inauguration, went to the UFC fight. He partied with 𝗙𝗪𝗪, yada, yada, yada. All right, let's see where else we got Barron. Okay, in April, so now this goes back to Justin Waller, guys. Okay, and let's do this. All right, remember Justin Waller is the dude who took off the jewelry, okay? And that is the guy who was in that photo with Barron Trump, okay? It's this photo, Justin Waller. All right, there he is, Justin Waller with Barron Trump, with Donald Trump, with PBD, with Bo Loudon, with fucking Colby Covington. But this is Tate's guy. This was the guy in the orange jacket, the glitter jacket, taking the chains off. So Justin Waller and Barron Trump, dude, Barron doesn't even look like Barron. Like, what in the fucking facial filters is that? Look at him, dude. He looks like David Hogg, bro. Dude, what in the weirdo is that, dude? But this was the picture, okay? This was the fucking meeting with these guys where we have Waller and Barron, okay? This was the connection. Dude, let's go, nerdy black woman. Yeah, no regrets on that Tate thing. So it says after the election, okay? So Barron had been tasked with helping connect Trump to Tate to win the election. Justin Waller agreed to be the intermediary. So they're saying that Waller was the intermediary between Andrew Tate and Barron Trump and the Trump admin. Okay? Then it says in April, Waller secured an invitation to Mar-a-Lago. That's when these photos were taken. Okay? And Barron, he offered dating advice and introduced Barron to a tailor who made the suit that Barron wore to his father's inauguration. All right, during the fitting. So this is during 2024, guys. So this shit started before the election. Oh, shit, dude. So Waller was going to Mar-a-Lago and meeting with Barron and potentially meeting with Trump before they even won the election. They were in cahoots. And then during the fitting, Waller later said Barron spoke to Tate over a Zoom. All right. Then after the fucking Butler, Tate said he spoke to Barron. That's when he told reporters, hey, man, I'm very close with the Trump family. Tate spent the day of the election live streaming, ordering his followers to vote. America is over. Trump loses. Blah, blah, blah. Tate was like celebrating this shit. Okay. Then J.D. Vance followed them afterwards. And Donald Trump selected one of Tate's lawyers. So Paul Ingrassia. Oh, my God, dude. That's crazy, dude. Donald Trump took one of the Tate lawyers to be his liaison to the Department of Justice. That's insane. Okay? That in exchange for Tate helping him get elected, one of Tate's lawyers became like a DOJ White House liaison. Dude, how fucked up is that? Like, what world are we living in? Right? And that guy, Ingrassia, had previously tweeted that Tate was the embodiment of the ancient ideals of excellence. And that's why he'd been targeted by the satanic elite. that are systematically trying to program and oppress all men. Oh my God. That's when Alina Habba went on the Benny Johnson show with Tate. Shortly after that, a few weeks after the election, the brothers received more good news. Their indictment had gone back to prosecutors. See, here's where it gets crazy, guys. Is like, did Trump, through the Tate lawyers in 𝗙ecie, has Trump and Rubio and maybe people at the US DOJ been slow walking the Romanian case? Remember how the Romanian case like became this huge deal and then it just got slowed way down? I mean, there is some implication here in this New Yorker article, which was a month ago. This is from back in June, that Tate helped Trump win. And then maybe through Barron, Tate, like Trump and the U.S. State Department, was slowing down this international investigation. Dude, that is fucking crazy. If that actually went down, dude, that is nuts. That is nuts. Oh shit, bro. So that looks like the end of the Barron mentions. But that is the implication. Oh fuck, dude. Dude, there's no way, bro. Because Grenell, right? Grenell was the guy who definitely intervened. Okay, Richard Grenell, whether it was at the behest of Trump or not, Richard Grenell actually in Germany, okay, he went to a fucking security conference and intervened with Romanian officials on behalf of Tate. And then they got their travel restrictions removed. And that's how they were able to come to the U.S. and go to that UFC fight, guys, which was this one in 2025, where he was wearing the fucking leopard print jacket, right? The leopard print shirt. Remember? This one. Okay, this happened. And Tate and Tristan here in the fucking Barney suit, right? Tristan here is dressed like Barney. Remember this? These guys went and they were there with Trump, guys. Okay? And Rogan and all those guys because of Grenell, dude. But see if we have them with, I don't know if they were pictured with Trump, but they were there at that one. Do we have a photo of them with Trump? I don't know that we do. Okay? But they were there. They were there at, okay? Accused sex traffickers receive warm welcome from Trump ally, right? Dana White greeted them, and they were there. This was March 2025. I remember this. Dude, it was like the UFC. There was a big walkout. I don't think they interacted with Trump, but there was always an intermediary. Dude, this is nuts, bro. Like, oh, man. Dude, yeah, what a fucking scumbag, right? Who are all the young women around them? I don't know, dude. They're all like, let me just tell you guys, one thing you'll see when you get into these sets, if you know the really wealthy, they literally will feed their kids to predators. They don't care, right? Like Trump had Ivanka hanging out with fucking modeling agency people. Like they will feed their kids to predators. They don't fucking care. Like predators don't care if their kids get abused by predators. They kind of teach them like, that's just the way of the world. You need to learn how to fucking figure it out. I'm serious. They literally will subject them to the worst human beings, and you just have to figure out your way to survive. That's kind of how they look at it. They're like sociopaths. I'm telling you right now, guys, I am convinced that the ultra wealthy are sociopaths. Like Ted Bundy and Peter Thiel, Ted Bundy and Donald Trump, Ted Bundy and Elon Musk, they're the same, okay? Some people become serial killers. Some people become Benjamin Netanyahu. Some people become serial killers or serial rapists. Some people become fucking Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They're literally, it's only sociopaths will become billionaires because they're the only people that will willfully shit on hundreds of thousands of human beings in order to take that wealth, right? Like people that actually have fucking feelings do not want to do the type of exploitation that makes you a billionaire, guys. Okay? You might end up a reluctant billionaire, but when you're out there like owning 1,000 apartment buildings, or do you know what Donald Trump's dad did? Do you know what Fred Trump did, guys? He did low-income government housing. That's what Trump's dad did. He got housing through the federal government, like insane. It cost him almost nothing. He was providing housing to poor people of color, and then they literally didn't do anything. They never fixed it. They never fixed any of the problems. They didn't worry about it being in good repair. They just extracted money out of fucking poor people. And they got federal money. They got paid from the federal government and from the poor people to provide low-income housing. His dad was a fucking psychopath. And then he left like $400 million to Trump, and Trump wanted to go into like the higher end shit. Okay? But a lot of these wealthy guys were slumlords. Okay? That's what they did. And they just let people die in their fucking apartments. Okay? His grandfather was a pimp. Okay? His grandfather was a brothel owner. But his dad was a low, like FHA housing, low income housing. He was like so dirty, dude. Oh my God. It was terrible. He was a slumlord that just looted and let people fucking live in their own piss, you know? Dude, crazy, bro. Oh shit. Dude, Barron. Dude, Barron's going down, boss. Oh, fuck, bro. Thanks for speaking the truth about Fred Trump. I got you. Dude, he was terrible. And he, like loosely affiliated with the KKK and shit. Right? So yeah, this was UFC 313. Okay? So let's see, what was the UFC 313? I think that was the one, the walkout with Kai Trump. So UFC 313. Yeah, dude. I think this was the one with Kai Trump. Oh no, 314 was Kai Trump. Okay. So 313. So 314, it was the one after was. Oh, Andrew Tate was at the Miami one too, dude. Dude, crazy. So it was Guy Fieri. So, dude, oh my God, guys. It was, oh my God, dude. So Tate was at the one where they walked out with Kai Trump. I made a video about this. That was at the fucking, was that the one or was that a different one? No, it was this one. Oh, no. Okay, so all right. Now I have it. So you ready? Now I've sorted it out. So the leopard print one, the leopard print image is UFC 313. This was the first one, okay, in March of 2025. This is when Richard Grenell intervened with Romania. Tate came to the U.S. and he went to UFC. Then he went to one in Miami. Andrew Tate did. He was dressed differently at the Miami one. And that is the one where he had the interaction with 𝗙𝗽𝗓𝗏. Okay, this was a month later. This was in April of fucking, right? This was in April. It says UFC 327. I think the numbers are different. That says UFC 327. All right, so that's different. The AI's giving us bad information. Dude, I fucking hate the AI, boss. So, bro, dude, the AI is mixing shit up though, because this is 327, which is in 2026 when Andrew Tate was hanging out with 𝗙𝗽𝗓𝗏. But 314. All right, so I don't know that he was at 314. Says he was at 314. Yeah. This, though, he was definitely, I remember the leopard print. Dude, yeah, no, I know. You need to double and triple check your sources. Dude, AI is fucking bullshit. But I remember this one, though. Okay, this one I remember, right? With him being in the leopard print and fucking Tristan being in the Barney suit. And I remember that this one was right after Richard Grenell had gotten them basically free to leave Romania. So I don't know how this is going to play out, guys, but I do. Here's what I think, though. I think it is significant that Andrew Tate is getting cut off right now. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, I think it is significant if in fact Trump cuts him off and doesn't white knight it right before the election, and he lets him fry, and they let them get extradited, and they go to the UK and stand trial. I think the timing of this is really interesting, and it would make me think that it has something to do with information that is in, I don't know if it's shit in the Epstein files or I don't know what, but it's really, there is some weird relationship that got cultivated that is now getting uncultivated. And that's fucking weird, guys. The timing of it is just weird, right? The Tate showed up here. They met with a congressman from Texas. They met with Paolo Zampoli. They partied. They hung out. They go to Florida. Instantaneously, the U.S. Marshals grab them. And then now they're facing extradition. It does matter. It very much matters because if the president is, if the president and the U.S. State Department was interfering in some type of international sex trafficking investigation, that is like huge. You know why? You know why this matters, guys? Because this is the type of shit that if there's a paper trail that comes out, senators would have to like impeach this guy or they would all fucking lose their goddamn elections. You know what I mean? Like, remember, it's the senators that would convict if there was an impeachment related to sex crimes. Okay? And if there's a paper trail of something that where like a smoking gun of Trump, like slow walking and a fucking sex trafficking investigation where there's actual evidence, and if there's a paper trail that proves that, that is something that the Senate their hand would be forced, like they were with the Epstein files release, where they just had to vote for it because otherwise they're all going to lose their fucking elections. I mean, that's what everybody's been looking for, is that smoking gun. And especially if we control the investigative body come January. It's huge, right? It's fucking, this could be big, dude. Oh shit. Dude, I love this shit. I want to see these motherfuckers go down, boss. You know what I'm saying? I do. Like, I am dying to see, like, these guys, any and or all of them, to go down, right? I'm fucking dying for this shit, guys. Absolutely dying for it. Dude, they're all degenerates, man. Every one of them, bro. Dude, we're at some point we're gonna have to look at Candace Owens' fucking connection to this. All right, we are at some point, because I know Candace is in there too, right? You know, there is fucking, dude. It's so gnarly, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like so gnarly. Like, who's gonna get clipped next, right? I'm serious, dude. Who is gonna get clipped next? Who are we gonna find in the trunk of a car next? Dude, Erica was involved in Romania, yeah. And I mean, Erica, there's a bunch of pedophile churches involved in Romania. I mean, guys, because of Romania's rather, like, you know, look the other way. Romania has a very, like, if you don't make it visible, we're not looking for it kind of philosophy. A lot of the sex traffickers and a lot of the illicit, like, sex criminals end up in Romania, you know? I mean, when you think about it, guys, right? When you think about it, the Romania is sort of a buffer between, like, Russia and the rest of the world, okay? And that's kind of how I've always looked at it, you know, how it sits in this weird place where in Russia, like, all kinds of organized crime is like running the country, right? And then Romania and the Eastern Bloc are sort of like the gateway of all of that crime to the rest of the world. And so a lot of organized criminals that deal in between those worlds put up shop in Romania, okay? And you have these religious organizations that are over there. I mean, everybody is like fucking like looting there. Dude, I have a brother that's been with one of these religious organizations. My brother, half brother, has a warehouse filled with like medical equipment and shit. And his church has been building churches in Romania for years. And I mean, knowing the history of abuse in my family, who's to say what that half brother and his minions are doing over there? I would put nothing past them, guys. I'm serious. He's been building churches there for like 20 years, 25 years, man. It's like a buffer zone, you know? It's fucked up, dude. Dude, look at this shit. But I like what Midnight said here, right? I think this comment is really important, okay? Because look what he says here. He says, it really does matter. This whole admin and their orbiters are keeping each other out of jail. If one goes, they all might go. And I think that's really true, guys. If you look at it, you have like Trump and RFK and Lutnick and Blanche and Bondi and Epstein and fucking, you know, what's his name? The fucking dude, Barr, right? And all of these people in the Trump orbit, everyone, his new DNI guy, Jay Clayton, you have Wexner and Leon Black, right? You have Bill Gates, right? Bill Clinton, all of them are like holding on to each other, and they're connected to Putin. They're connected to you know, Ehud Barak and Netanyahu and Palantir and Elon Musk and the Israeli fucking, you know, surveillance industry and all that shit, right? But they are all like preventing anyone from going down. And if one of those guys like goes down, it's potentially a domino that just fucking, you know what I mean? All it takes is one, and then it could be a domino wave where like 100 fucking guys go down, right? That's how it'll be. It'll be like nobody gets in trouble, and then one smoking gun finally shows up that like unearths the other smoking guns, and then all of a sudden it's a domino thing, and then everybody starts singing to try and get out of the way of the juggernaut. Like, dude, we could wake up one day and have like a year of just insane international figures going down, which would be amazing, dude. It would be fucking amazing, right? I mean, it could happen. That's why I keep looking into this shit. And I know there's a lot of reporters. Certainly, you know, the Miami Herald was instrumental with fucking breaking the Epstein case. There's a lot of reporters right now that are digging into every fucking angle of this shit. And it goes into tech, into governments, into military, into the highest echelons of government. I mean, you know, into the biochemical industry. Like, I think there's a lot of fucking people. Yeah, the Epstein class is like, you know, connected, bro. This shit is wild, dude. Fuck. Dude, I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel a little overwhelmed, and I'm oddly enough, I'm like hopeful that this shit's gonna crack open. You know? Because one thing I have seen in my lifetime, guys, is I feel like it comes out eventually. It really does. It comes out eventually, you know? I mean, you know, I've looked at this shit. I've seen this shit like Iran-Contra, and you see the shit with that went up with Nixon and all that, you know, from bugging the DNC, went all the way to Nixon and the missing tape. I feel like the shit, if enough people look for it, eventually shit comes out, dude. You know? Right? So, yeah, dude. Oh, fuck, bro. We are in a fucked up timeline. But, guys, you know what? Listen to me. Think about this. Because we are in a fucked up timeline, but we're also in kind of an amazing one. Because we may very well watch the final, like, crack in order to open some of these elite networks. Okay, that for years, these guys have been fucking around, you know, graping, abusing. You go back in the 70s and everyone in Hollywood was doing it. Roman Polanski was on the run, but like that shit was going all the way up into government. And I think we may be watching the structure like actually start to fall, where like, right? The age of Aquarius may be like these guys actually fucking getting their due finally after, you know, 100 years, right? You know, I think it's fucked up, but it might actually be the most amazing time, because think about this. I mean, I'm even seeing it with my kid, because let me just tell you, okay, I've told you the story before. When I was 21, America went to war. in the Middle East over oil and Israeli security interests. My son's 21 this year. We went to war over oil and Israeli security interests. A generation. But you know the difference? When I went to war at 21, we were all kind of cheering going to war because we grew up programmed that like war is America powering. We're powerful. That's what America does. We're going to war against the bad guys. My kids' generation are horrified and they're like, fuck Israel, fuck Netanyahu, fuck genocide, fuck war. So like that is growth, guys. Okay? That like my son's generation is the same war, the same Epstein class shit, but their eyes are already open and the spell is broken. They're like, no, dude, fuck this shit, right? That's what I'm talking about. These guys are now doing this shit in front of generations of kids who are going to be like, no, we're not doing this anymore. That is big, guys. That is like generational fucking, you know, like a generational change, a generational shaking of the cage of elite power brokers that they're not going to be able to like they won't be able to untopple that. You know what I mean? Yes. They're awake. Okay. People are awake now, man. I think it's amazing, dude. Dude, fuck these guys, bro. Fuck them. All right? Fuck them. All right. But on that note, though, I'm going to go hang out with my lady. I'm going to go make some videos. We got on a little rambling, so there's a couple stories we didn't get to. We will get to 𝗙cie 𝗠𝗆𝗆, and I do want to talk about AOC. I do want to, dude, we have to talk about the Michigan primary. We're going to talk about that shit tomorrow. Dude, the far left communists, yes. Dude, fuck that, bro. Dude, they do know they've been fucked over, man. And they're not going to take it, man. I'm telling you right now, dude, my kid, let me just tell you, 𝗙cie had to work unexpectedly. Dude, thank you, 𝗙cie. Let me just tell you, my kid is, I don't think he's going to sell out, guys. I don't really see it happening. We'll see. But when I look at him, he is like, I don't think he's going to do it. Us and hope us Gen X don't fuck things completely. Yes, no, true, dude, true. Let's go. I raised him right. Yeah, I mean, part of it is me raising him right. I mean, I definitely raised him to question authority, but part of it isn't even about me, guys. Part of it is about social media. I know that people are like, social media is dangerous, and it is. Social media for kids is dangerous. It's harmful. They definitely, like, Gen Z has like a depression that is different than our depression, but it also opened their eyes. They saw a lot of shit before their mind was tainted, and they saw horrors that you aren't going to be able to explain away. Okay? And like my generation, we were taught a narrative before we grew up and saw horrors, and we didn't see horrors until our brains were like pretty formed. And these kids saw horrors at a young age before you could before they were programmed, right? And that's it. I think Gen Z, I don't know what's going to happen to Gen Alpha, but Gen Z have like broken a chain of programming, of like nationalist programming. Gen Z, they broke it. It was programming about sexuality, programming about gender, programming about nationalism, Islamophobia, like fealty to the Israeli war machine, and like a patriarchy, a whole bunch of that programming. Gen Z saw other shit before they could get programmed with all that. Dude, Elf, sorry for being late, but I hope everyone is having a good day. Let's go! Dude, yeah, I'm just getting ready to go, dude. Dude, you missed this one, but we'll be back on tomorrow. Dude, I'm glad you got to see a little bit of tonight's was fucking, dude, I don't know, guys. I feel like tonight, even though we didn't cover a lot, we only covered a couple stories. I feel weirdly like inspired from this stream, dude. I feel like energized. Like, I don't know. I feel like we tapped into some shit tonight that is like bigger than like a political commentary stream, but like some otherworldly shit, you know? Their attacks on Scientology. Let's go. Yeah, the kids are all right, man. Dude, Uncle F says, so when we eat the rich, are we going with Worcestershire, Heinz 57, or spicy barbecue, or A1, dude? I think we got to go with Linda McMahon's A1 when we eat the rich, right? No pink, extra crispy, no ranch sauce allowed. Dude, right? A1, baby. That's what we're going to do, dude. We're going with the A1. Right? Oh, shit, dude. A1. I mean, remember when she called it A1? What a fucking idiot. Oh, dude, I love A1. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit, boss. All right, you guys ready for a dance party or what? Are we ready? Dude, I'm hyped. I am oddly hyped, guys. I mean, I was feeling a little overwhelmed, to be honest, but I feel like we're going to be world shakers, dude. We are. We are going to be fucking world shakers. Are you ready to shake the world? I am ready to fucking shake the foundation of the world, man. And like break some shit open. Somebody said something about Gen X. We fucked it up with the economy and shit. But if you are Gen X and older, we can fucking kick the legs out from under this social disease, right? We've built this edifice of capitalism and greed and patriarchy and abuse and domestic violence and all this shit, okay? And us in Gen X, we helped contribute. We took our money and our property values and kind of ran, and we're like, whoopsie. And now the young people are like, fuck, dude, there's genocide, there's war, there's Trump, there's Epstein. They're growing up in this shit right in front of them. And I think we as Gen X, I know the boomers are at a bigger fault. They are, but they can't do anything about it. They're too fucking old. Many of them are invalids. A lot of them are going to be dead shortly. Okay. But we Gen Xers, I feel like as a nod to our kids, we can go in and we can kick the fucking legs out from underneath the structures of religion, of governmental power, right? Like even if it's to weaken the political parties so younger revolutionaries can take over, right? Kick out the infrastructure of that like power shit. You know what I mean? You're going to have to watch the VOD just so you can keep updated. Dude, it's a crazy one, Elf. It is crazy, right? Like I think we can kick out the legs of like patriarchy and fucking, like heterosexuality and governmental fucking oppression and policing. Like we can go in and kick the legs out of this system on our way out the door. Just go and fucking rattle the fucking cage. Dude, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a societal and governmental and patriarchal self-destructive binge where I'm going to go and try and like just be a piece of kryptonite in all of those structures between now and the day I die and rattle it as much as I can. You feel like you should dig your grave. Don't dig your grave. All right, dude, yo, patriarchy, government oppression, fucking genocide. Are you guys there? Yeah, you listening? This is Political Punk. I got a message for you guys. The jig is up, fuckers. All right, we're coming for you. Patriarchy gone, genocide gone, government oppression gone. All right, you're all gonna be gone. We're coming for you, motherfuckers. And we are going to be on you guys like stink on Trump. Okay? Stink on shit. We are going to surround you. We are going to put knees right up your proverbial nuts. All of you, you're getting fucking shit on. You're getting ousted. Okay? You had a good run. But now it's over. All right? And you can take the fucking Epstein class with you. All right? When you go. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. All right? Fuck you. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. No data centers. Dude, fuck data centers, boss. I'm serious. Dude, fuck data centers, bro. Hold on. We got to look at a Trump clip. I need a data center clip. Before I go, we got to watch one Trump clip about data centers, okay? Because I need it for the fucking video, dude. Because he was saying some shit tonight, dude. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at Trump on data centers. What a fucking jackhole today.
Because you have to convince your community how great these things. You can't fight it. You have to go with it. And you're going to have all that protection, and we're giving you automatic protection. But you're going to make a tremendous amount of money. You're going to reduce taxes. And you're going to have something that if you don't have it, everybody else wants it.
Dude, yeah. They're trying to convince everybody to just, oh, you got to have it. Everybody's doing it. If you don't do it, other people are going to do it, right? You got to have the fucking data centers. Dude, what the fuck is going on, bro? Okay? And he's trying to convince people that these things are good.
Profit. They've also agreed to invest heavily in local communities where data centers are built, supporting job training and local services. They're really spending a tremendous amount of money. In other words, the governors in the room, you have great governors in this room, and these companies are spending tremendous amounts of money on the communities, the local communities.
Yeah, to poison them.
I think it's important that we tell the local communities that, because other nations are trying to get us to slow down, and they're spending a lot of money on propaganda, on press, PR.
Dude, it's not other nations. It's the people who live next to these fucking things that are getting poisoned and having their fucking, right, their lives ruined by living next to them.
Trying to convince everybody that this isn't a positive thing. And if we don't do this, we're going to be left behind. And even communities compared to other communities. You have some communities that really want this. This isn't all negative stuff. You have communities that really want the data centers.
Oh, yeah.
And frankly, those are the smart communities, because it means tremendous numbers of jobs.
Dude, tremendous numbers of jobs. No, it does not. Okay? It does not. It's some jobs for construction for 6 months, and then there's no fucking jobs ever in that town again. Okay? You get 6 months of construction jobs, and then you get nothing. You get poisoned, you get looted, you're right, your county gets a bunch of money, and you get nothing but high electricity bill. Dude, it's crazy. Cancers and high bills and noise pollution. Dude, there's no way, bro. I say, leave us behind. There's no fucking way.
Very little actual disruption. And the ones that don't want it, the happiest people in the world are foreign countries, number one, and number two, other communities within our country, because they're begging for them to be there. And some of them are great communities, very, very forward-looking communities.
Yeah, not a chance, dude. Right? Yeah, here we go. This is crazy.
Because you have to convince your community how great these things. You can't fight it. You have to go with it. And you're going to have all that protection, and we're giving you automatic protection. But you're going to make a tremendous amount of money. You're going to reduce taxes, and you're going to have something that if you don't have it...
So he's talking to governors and people. And but the protection thing that he's talking about, we watched this clip earlier, but he is talking about trying to get governors to convince the rural areas of their states to get data centers, and then he's going to guarantee that the states get a lot of money and that they get protection, which means that when the people get poisoned, when they get cancers, when their property values get ruined, when their lives get ruined. They want to protect the governors, the counties, the officials who talked people into these data centers. He wants to protect them from any legal liability, okay? Because they want these data centers to surveil, to control, for their military. You know what I mean? I mean, they want to do large scale global fucking hacking attacks and shit, and have military and surveillance, all while the people in the fucking rural areas are fucking dying of cancer and poison water and shit. Like, just no fucking way, bro. Nobody wants this shit. And look at this idiot.
Nobody's ever explained to me why
this guy's so dumb.
Nobody's ever explained to me why it's so much electricity, why you need so much, nor did I care that much, to be honest with you. All I know is you need more than double what we produce right now. Think of it. So we produce tremendous amounts of electricity for every business, and this industry needs more than double that amount. So we're letting you build your own with the Trump administration's ratepayer protection plan. The American innovators and consumers thrive to win together because we're insisting that AI data centers,
Dude, what the fuck? He's like, oh yeah, nobody told me why we need more than double the electricity. And no way, dude. Fuck AI. Fuck this shit. Bro, everything has an AI tool now, and it's fucking useless, dude. Dude, I'm getting out. All right, you ready? It's time for dance, though, dude. I can't do anymore, bro. I'm overloaded. It's time to dance. I gotta go hang with my lady. All right. Let's get it. Oh, shit. Let's go. Make sure, get up, get stretched. We be dancing, people. Again, just a scheduling note for those of you that I'm going to New York City from August 11th to the 14th. And then when I return from that trip, we're going to be adding some days. Okay, we're going to be adding extra streams shortly after that trip. And there will be some streams from New York City. They're going to be sparse. I will be announcing them on Twitter and in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, you're not following my Twitter, do that. Discord is down below in the description. All right, you ready? Let's fucking get in here, baby. Your dog's been waiting. All right. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to cut a rug. Oh, shit. All right. Let's get it. Here we go, baby. Time for a little deja vu. Oh, oh, oh.
They have a lot to say, but I've known. Been here this feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy, notion that I will make it out somehow.
All right, let's go. Yo. Thank you. Dude, I'm out of breath. Paint away. 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Don't give up now. Alright, we got a long way to go, and we are gonna make it. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I will see you tomorrow night. Stay radiant.
Hey, I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.